What's going on, guys? It's Liam, and today I have something different for you. Now, some of you may be looking at this and thinking, oh, it's Sleeping Dogs. You're close. You're very close. It's actually the closed beta of Triad Wars, which is it's labelled as being a an online open world multiplayer sort of strategy game, but I'll be honest, the open world consists of literally just this map right here. The multiplayer bit, the only multiplayer bit, comes from raiding other people's turfs, which is where the strategy comes in. So, for instance, if I bring up my turf menu here, the strategy comes from actually building your own rackets to produce money or commodities. So money, or in-game dollars, is only, at the minute, only used to upgrade your turf buildings to the likes of your safe house, or I have a loan sharking place here and all that good stuff to make me loads of monies. And commodities, these here, there are ones that you need to actually use in another racket. I'll actually bring up one here. So right here we have, under counterfeiting, you have the sweatshop, and if you put in stolen designs you produce knockoff fashions, and if you then put knockoff fashions as well as knockoff electronics into the night market here, it produces money. But to produce your own knockoff electronics, you first need to unlock the night market before you can make this, the electronics factory. And for the electronics factory, as you can see there, you input stolen goods and it produces the knockoff electronics that you can then use for the night market, and then you get monies. But you don't have to you don't actually have to build these rackets. You can actually steal them from other players' turfs if you're lucky. And that's pretty much the idea behind it. Whenever they said online multiplayer, like an online multiplayer action game, I was actually expecting it to be more MMO-y, I suppose, where, you know, if I was running around this city and stuff, I'd see, you know, a player or two, or at least some sort of player versus player combat, but you don't. Basically, each sort of player's turf has a set amount of AI guards. The more they upgrade a racket, the more guards they'll get, I believe, and the more I was going somewhere with that, but my mind just decided to go, nope, I'm sorry, but yeah. They don't get more powerful whenever you upgrade the racket. You actually can upgrade them yourself and your character by leveling up, of course, and you get skill points essentially, and you can put those into improving your actual character's, you know, damage or health or speed or whatever there, or you can actually put it into your gang. So you have 4 different sort of categories of defenders, I suppose. So you have strikers, quick striker, grappler, brawler. They all have their own characteristics. Like the striker, I think that's sort of the like they're the fast striking one, or I don't know, I'm not sure. I know like ones are quick and fast striking and they're skinny looking, and there's one that actually are the sort of the same as the striker, but they're able to dodge your attacks and stuff like that, your melee attacks. The grappler is what you'd think it is. It tends to be a big dude that'll grapple you and, you know, pummel you and stuff like that and whatnot. He's a pain in the arse if you get caught by him, but he doesn't block or anything, so you can just punch him in the face and stuff. The brawler, he blocks a lot, so he does. He can be quite mean, but you can grapple him yourself. But you have those there characters as well. Well, yeah, characters, I suppose. But yeah, where was I? That's essentially what you do. That's the only multiplayer aspect. I wouldn't even call it multiplayer. Personally, I know this might sound mean, but my impressions of the game is essentially a glorified Facebook game, because each time you raid these turfs, at the minute these ones here are all bots. They're all AI. This one here is the only player one. But each time you've finished raiding, no matter if you win or lose, there's a timer before you can actually do the raids on those turfs again. Not necessarily the same people, but there's a 3-hour timer. Now, you can refresh those timers by getting favor cards. Now, there's 2 ways of getting them. You can get a couple for free, all completely random, and you only get 1 each time. By literally just roaming around. There'll be like an exclamation mark somewhere and you have to kill this guy and he drops and stuff like that. The other one is gold, which is the premium currency, so you pay real money to get this gold. Now, you can buy cosmetic stuff, you know, clothes, etc. You know, you can buy yourself a new car and whatnot, but the main thing that people pretty much use them for is buying favor card packs. Now, if I go to the store here and then click favors, you can see there's different packs. So there's the random ultra pack, so you get 7 completely random cards, but you get rare. You're guaranteed a minimum of 2 rares and 2 ultra rares. From what I've seen, those rares and ultra rares can be permanent weapons or permanent cars, etc. Or they can be racket bosses, which give a boost to that racket, I believe. Or they can give a boost to that racket, but you can also go to him daily to get a favor from them as well, and you can get staff, which aren't as good as a racket boss, but again, they give bonuses and benefits. You have combat favor packs, which can have sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Sort of a limited combat buff. So you can just see there, it can give you combat buffs, HP buffs, or limited weapons you can use during that time, or exports. Now, exports use the commodities that you can get. I actually have one right here. So if I have 406 knockoff electronics, I can trigger this event, and basically you're driven to a certain place to drop these off, but at the same time you essentially have people chasing you and shooting at you, and you have to basically survive. Your van has health and stuff, but you get a sizable reward there. Well, I say sizable reward, you just get the in-game cash, which at the minute you can only use to upgrade your turf. Which, I mean, there's still room for them to tweak stuff, but at the minute it's getting quite repetitive. I've only been playing for a couple of days now, and it is getting repetitive. Essentially, turf layouts are the exact same, but they're just obviously going to be different types of rackets. So there. But anyway, I'm going to get straight to actually raiding someone's racket here. I'll raid the player because the player will tend to have more stuff to actually raid, and I'll get more profit from it. But as you can see, there is Taxi King here we have, and he has that big number there is your face, or your reputation, if you will. The whole sort of goal, I suppose, is to become Dragonhead. At the minute, I'm not sure what the benefit of being Dragonhead is other than bragging rights. But anyway, that's what that is. You get face, and you know, your title ranks up and stuff like that. But anyway, I can buy intel to review the details of what rackets he has if they're full and whatnot. And by full, I mean, I'll go back to my turf manager here. I'm trying to explain this in case you don't know what it is, but I'm trying to explain it as I go, as best as I can. I've probably missed out things or just left out bits and bobs. I'm sorry about that, but I'm also still learning. But we'll look at my minibus here, my minibus racket. As you can see, I am starting to produce money here. Now, each time you upgrade a racket, you unlock more production queue, but it costs a considerable amount, and the money you get goes up in increments as well. So as you can see here, I've got one ready for $10,000. Now, the way raiding works is that if someone has something like this going on, if they have, say, this $10,000 ready, but they haven't came online to pick it up, then they can be raided, and the person that raids them, if they successfully raid their turf, you get the contents that their produce has already produced. I think that was right. I think the wording was right there. But for instance, if I was to raid my own territory here, if I was to raid this minibus racket here, and I successfully got it, I'd get $10,000. So I would, as well as whatever else there is. So I'm going to actually transfer that into my bank account because it's ready. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to buy intel on Taxi King to see what he has and how full it is. So it's going to cost me $5,000. So I press Q. So as you can see, he's got a bunch of extortion. So the minibus is quite good, and loan sharking, because the minibus is the large racket, so it's going to produce a nice amount of money, and it's essentially halfway there. Food cart is almost done. It'll give a bit of money. Cockfighting, that gives a bit of money to currency. I think that gives money as well, and loan sharking. So pretty much a decent amount of money here, which is pretty good. Now, what I can do is I can do these operations. Now, these operations... Oh. That's something I didn't know about. So each operation has the racket attached to it. I've no clue what that's about, but you know, all I know is that if you complete one of these operations, you gain a minute extra to actually raid that person's turf. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head on over to this operation here, and I'll get it started and show you guys. I'll probably make a cut, so I will, just because I think this video's getting a bit long already. So I will see you. Alright, here we are, and if I just drive over this. Yeah, he's talking. So Taxi King tried to poison our best chickens. Don't let him get away. So now this is a sort of a mini event thing. It's literally just across the road here. But whoop, camera's being weird. This one's fairly easy. All you have to do is literally chase down a guy and tackle him to the ground, and you're sorted. You've completed it. So I'll just jump out here. I literally just ignore the enemies and just sprint after him. He is actually slower than you, so you can definitely catch up to him, which is, of course, nice. Although a bit slow. So here we go. Press F to catch. We grab them, and you pick them up, and then that's it, done. As you can see, you earned an extra minute for the next raid against this rival. So drop them, drop in. There we go. Now each rival has their own raid operations. So if I was to select someone else, they wouldn't have that operation here, but the actual event, like what the objective, what you have to do, they're all they're essentially the same, but you know, there's not much variety really. The only ones I've seen is kill a bunch of guys, deliver a thing once, like as you've got people chasing after you, and then that one there, which is a bit disappointing, but of course it's still early days, I hope. But I am now going to drive to Taxi King's turf and raid it. So again, I will see you in a second. Alright, we're just out the side of Taxi King's place. Now, there's normally 3 random guards outside. I just run them over. Is easier that way. But here we go, here is his turf. As soon as I step in, the countdown timer starts. They have pistols, so I'm gonna bring out mine and shoot them all in the face. As you can see, it's actually quite easy. Turfs are incredibly easy right now, because the pistol accuracy upgrade is just insane. Like, it's just insanely good. Get out of the way. Now, each level that you upgrade a racket, as I said, increase... Oh, piss. Oh no. So this is one bug, which is annoying. Oh, there we go. It's like it's automatically on run mode, which causes you to do parkour and stuff. That's the easiest way to do it. And there, I've completed that racket. I have taken his money. So what I do now is I carry on and get the rest. Oh, I just kicked his corpse all the way across there. So here we have the minibus racket coming up now, which is the large one. A bit of slow-mo and completely miss it. We'll bring out the cleaver here. Oh, that hurt. Dodge him. But yeah, it is pretty easy. So it is, unfortunately. Now we have to go in here. So the ways you have to go are highlighted, which is of course good. They all have nothing. So diving, the dive attack with the cleaver is really powerful, like stupidly powerful. Oh, double kill there, that was cool. I think if the game didn't have the combat and whatnot of sleeping dogs, this would be pretty bland, I think. Pretty bland. Should probably get into cover here. Probably help. Nope. You didn't die. Now, as you're fighting, you've probably noticed a little blue bar below my XP bar fills up. Right. Oh, it's an exit. Alright, that's cool. That is the combat meter. Now, if I was... once that's full, I press F2 and T, and it activates like a buff thing, which is really awesome. I've actually got points into it where if I activate that, I get health back. So you can imagine how awesome that is. Come here. Oh, no, you didn't mean to grab you. I'm sorry. I mean, pick him up. There you go. Now, fling him into this. There we go. But yeah, definitely if... Whoa! What happened there? Again, bugs. There will be bugs. But yeah, again, if there wasn't the combat system from Sleeping Dogs, this would definitely be pretty boring. Come on. But you can see how easy it is right now. But at the same time, you're kind of like, well, I'm only getting money really. But that's the way of it. Oh, my bad. Oh. Chop everyone. Oh. You have a cleaver too? That's cute. You don't know how to use it, biatch. So here we go. Bing, ding. Poke your head up. Poke your head up. Good lad. Alright, racket complete. There we go. So I only have the one more racket, and then I start entering his warehouse area, and then his temple. Oh no, yeah, one more racket, and then his warehouse area and his temple area. Now at the minute, the warehouse has... It's essentially a safe house where you can store all your commodities and stuff. No one can actually steal from that. It's essentially just another area for defense, really. So, and that's pretty much what the other ones are like as well. And then you have the main safe house area where the actual rival leader is going to be. And I found out as well that the sort of your defenders, your gang defenders and stuff, will have weapons and whatnot that you have equipped. they're assigned them randomly, I found out. So because I have a cleaver and a pistol, that means my gang will have a pistol and a cleaver at random rackets and stuff. So it's kind of okay, but at the minute people just use the pistol. They upgrade the pistol. It's really easy, as you can see. I mean, you've really no need for any other firearm, because essentially they're not viable. It's just spazzing out. Cool. Shoot your knee. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use my combat thing. Now, this increases my damage and stuff, but I only really use it for the health gain. Like the health regen, that's really nice. Sir, calm down. That's another bug I've noticed, that sometimes when they're on the ground, the hitboxes just say meh. I'm good, thanks. Yeah. 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 Alright. So there we go. Finished everything. I've only got 10 rounds left for my pistol, but here is the lift up to the, I guess, the penthouse of the guy's actual safe house, and that's him there. That's his character. That's what his character physically looks like. So slow-mo. Yeah. Shoot your face. Yeah, slow motion's awesome. Now there's a couple of them around here too. Head. Alright, there's a guy here. Well, do that because it's cool. Then we'll punch you to death, counter your attacks, finish you with a roundhouse kick because it's awesome looking, and there we go. I have successfully raided this guy's turf. Rival Enforcer defeated. Now here we have the stats. He had $49,000. It's not too bad. The highest I've had is about 120,000, and I wasn't actually aware that you can gather intel to see how full their rackets are to being fully produced and stuff. I ranked up to Vanguard. Again, at the minute it's kind of just a name, but there we go. That's it. I swear to God, that's it. That's that. At the minute, that's all the gameplay. At the minute, I can't show you the export mission there because I don't have the 406 knockoff electronics, unfortunately. But weirdly enough, there's me going on about a cooldown. It's like, I don't have a cooldown, man. You're lying. But I'm gonna stay locked, okay? It's like, thanks for making me look like a liar, game. But at the minute, I wouldn't say it's bad, but at the same time I wouldn't say it's great. There is a lot of room for improvement really to actually make it essentially a proper quotation marks multiplayer game, sort of more PvP interactions and stuff. There has been some awesome suggestions on the closed beta forums about sort of street races and stuff like that, and if a turf leader or rival enforcer is online and you're about to attack their turf, they're able to physically defend it in real time, as well as having to face off against all the gang members and stuff, the AI gang members. But yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's not something I'll play forever and ever and ever, unless it gets updated and stuff. At the minute, I have not actually seen if it's going to be free to play or not. The whole premium currency thing does lead me to believe that it will be free to play, but as it is closed beta, that means you'll have to sign up on their website for a chance to actually get into the closed beta. But other than that, that's it guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you